I feel like the people that got to feel the worst, the Angels fans, which I love, and you can love too.
Yeah. That's satire for those of you who can't tell him by his tone. Uh, Neither of us love Angels fans. I'll be honest with you. I've never had, as a Clipper fan, I've never had no real beef with Angels fans. Never really cared that much. I do have a couple cool Angels hats, but after going down there to the games, I was like, oh yeah, I can't be linked with these people.
Yeah.
Not all of them, just 99%.
What's going to be interesting? What's Mike Trout going to do? I know that there's rumors about him coming to the Dodgers as well.
That would be insane. But if we don't win with that team, if we still are losing so basically, like, I'm afraid that we turn into the San Diego Padres of the past couple of years, where they have this huge ass payroll and they underperform, very underwhelming. And we've also had that already. We've also had players like Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, and we have not won with them.
No,
We
but
won with Mookie the bubble championship, but
yeah, I mean, but the Dodgers are going to be there every year. They're like the Braves. They are, and also a good historically good team. They'll go after their people. But listen to this. This is one I saw on Twitter that was pretty good. This is coming from an Angels fan. So let's sit here and just enjoy this. Okay, this is basically on Arte Moreno. The annual Arte Moreno failure checklist. Signed Albert Pujols, Josh Hamilton, and Anthony Rendon to a combined 22 years, $624 million in contract. Has failed to invest in the minor league system. Never made the playoffs with Trout or Ohtani on the roster. 9 active year playoff drought, longest in the sport. Wow, it's worse than the Mariners. Reclaimed ownership of the team after putting it up for sale last season. Failed to trade Ohtani in previous trade deadlines when they were uncompetitive. Went all in at the trade deadline this year to only DFA and waive almost every player they acquired to get under the luxury tax. Lost Shohei Ohtani to a crosstown rival, a failure of an owner and a failure of an organization. Arte Moreno's tenure as Angels owner will be remembered as one that wasted 2 generational superstars.
yeah, he's right. He's right. That team should not have been as bad as they were.
I mean,
Like,
if you're a Mariners fan out there and you're like upset about this and you're want to bash our organization, listen, go look at that. It's
yeah.
all right there. Which one do you think's crazier? All that money to Hamilton, Rendon, Albert Pujols, or do you think it's the never making, not even the playoffs with Trout and
Not even
Ohtani?
the playoffs. Not even the playoffs. Like, Trout is arguably the best player in baseball. Ohtani came in and became same way up there. You got two of the best players in the sport, and you can't even make the playoffs. Now, I know baseball ain't like basketball, and it's kind of, I keep bringing up the Clippers in this situation because I liken the Angels to the Clippers in the way that they are the second team in the largest market in America, and they also, for years now the Clippers don't, but for years had a incompetent ownership group who would do things, but at least this guy spends money. What
Already,
what what do you think? What do you think is the problem?
I think he's had a lot of bad luck because they go after it. They do the Angels owner does go after it. Like I've said many times on this podcast, I go, when you're going off paper, that doesn't mean you're going to be there at the end. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
But you go and you look at the Angels roster every year going into spring training or in the offseason, you're like, damn, I'd take that lineup.
yeah,
But they have had, I mean, Trout's been injured a little bit these last couple of years. Otani's uh, uh, gets banged up here and there. But the thing is, they give you enough. They give you enough to win you the games when they're there that you would think that you could pick up some of the slack. Baseball's such a long season, but Angels just they have not been able to get anybody on the mound.
not making the playoffs is crazy. That's the craziest part to me.
With those two people on the team, I could look at it going, hey, you have these two players team and you don't win a World Series, that's a disappointment. You're like, that's disappointing. Not getting to the playoffs is an absolute failure. So that's what I
Yeah.
mean. That makes me feel good about a Mariners fan, is going like, hey, he's out of our division. Him and Trout have beaten the crap out of us since they've been there.